I'm Becky Anderson in Abu Dhabi. We are following breaking news out of Lebanon's capital, Beirut. A huge explosion has rocked the city at or near the city's port. Lebanon's state media reporting that there was a major fire at a warehouse. Local media reporting it was a warehouse that held fireworks. The blast blowing out windows in buildings several kilometres away. Reports of buildings losing windows as far as 10 kilometres away, including the CNN Bureau, which is just a kilometre or so from Beirut port and downtown Beirut. The health minister says there are multiple injuries. And this video just coming into CNN showing the moment of the blast. The first of these images taken from a nearby boat.
What? Bro!
And this video, another video that's just come in, showing the moment of that explosion. In this next video, you'll see a huge cloud of smoke and flames. Lebanese Red Cross giving some idea of the scope of the impact of this. The disaster facing Beirut today, tweeting, quote, "More than 30 teams are responding to the explosion. This, the Lebanese Red Cross, please make way for our ambulances." Well, Ben Wiedemann is amongst the damage, joining us from Beirut. Ben, what do we understand to have happened at this point?
Well, this explosion took place in the port area. It was preceded by some sort of fire. It appears in a warehouse, which, according to the official Lebanese National News Agency, contained fireworks. But what we felt, and in this building, this is where CNN's office used to be, it felt like an earthquake followed by a huge blast that blew out the windows in this what was once our studio, and the window frames as well. Just panning the camera around, you can get an idea of the level of damage that happened. And this damage, of course, is duplicated throughout much of central Beirut, and in fact kilometers from here. I've spoken to people in the neighborhood of Jamaisi, which is closer to the port, told me of a scene of total destruction where all the windows were blown out. Car windows were shattered. We understand that the hospitals are overwhelmed at this point with the wounded. They are calling for people to donate blood if they can. Now, we also have seen a statement from Abbas Ibrahim, who's the head of General Security, who himself expressed some surprise that an explosion of this sort could have been caused by fireworks. So we still have no idea what has caused, what was behind this massive explosion. I just got off the phone with a friend here in Beirut who said throughout the entire time she's lived here, through wars with Israel, through the civil war, never has she experienced and felt an explosion this large. And the same goes for me. I've been through wars here, civil wars, nothing along the lines of this explosion. I can still hear sirens just outside me in central Beirut, and so clearly there's still an effort to pick up as many of the injured as possible. There's no question there are hundreds of injured, dead. There, no doubt there are dead, but we don't know at this point we don't have any clear number of that. The authorities, challenged in the best of times, are struggling to try to come to terms with what has happened, to treat the injured, and to get to the bottom of what happened this evening in Beirut. But at this point, it's a mystery. Becky?
Yeah, it is entirely unclear. Lots of speculation, lots of conjecture. We will not go down that route. We will stick to the facts as we do here on CNN. It is unclear as to what happened at the port today. What we do know, though, is the result of whatever happened was a huge explosion with a cloud of smoke, which has got to be seen to be believed. People reporting that in the mountains outside of surround the city, people heard this explosion. I've seen witness reports suggesting people in Cyprus, 100 miles away, felt this explosion. I can't stand those up, but I mean, certainly those are reports. Our hearts and prayers with the people of Beirut this afternoon, this evening, as they begin to come to terms with what Ben is describing as the most remarkable explosion that you suggested, Ben, the likes of which you have never felt before. And as I sort of perhaps uneloquently suggested, you have been round the block. You know an explosion when you feel one.
Yeah, this was something the likes I've never seen before. As I said, initially, I thought it was an earthquake. Beirut has had earthquakes in the past. I thought that's what it was. But, of course, it was followed by this massive explosion which blew out the windows in this room, the windows next to us, our front glass doors, our neighbors, every building in this area has lost its windows, the frames blown out, and this is an area not adjacent to the port. It's well over a kilometer away from here to get there, but it has caused just massive damage in a city that has seen troubles before, but this is certainly something that has left people in a real state of shock, Becky.